a little late this morning. It's because I had to wash my hair. It's not fully dried, but then I was like, oops, my coffee. So here I am. Oh, here, check it out. Mm. Ah, oh my God, that's so good. Extra cinnamon today. All right. Good morning. Hi, Janelle. Good morning, Caress. Hi, Erin. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Carrie. Hi, Julie. Good morning, Melissa. What day is it? Monday. Happy Monday. How was everybody's weekend? Hi, Cindy. Hi, Janine. Good to see you. Oh my goodness. I wish I could like share this with you because it's so good. I am what ER number is a hot holy disorder? Oh, whatever number. Okay. Well, I didn't even ask numbers yet, but we'll get right to it. Because it is 9:04, so there's that. Whew. What a time to be alive. Hey. So we're rolling up on full moon because like we're just like pew 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 with astrological events that are packing a wallop. How are we hanging in? How are you feeling since the equinox? We'll do numbers. Um, with one being like spun out and 10 being like really locked into purpose feeling. Okay. So like one is spun out and 10 is like, voom, I'm in my space. Let me know where you're at if you can follow what I'm tossing your way. Oh, my glasses are crooked too. We have a lot of sevens today. That's all my normalized magic workshop people are sevens this morning. Is that right? Not a bad place to be. We've got a 4, -5. Carrie, what the fuck? I'm not judging. I'm just asking. Hold on. Like, do you know when you take your glasses off and they're like, you put them down and one of the ear thingies touches the surface and the other one it's just hanging up in the air? It's kind of where I'm at. Okay. The truth is, I really can't see without them. So nice. Better than where we were. The equinox definitely brought in the purpose feeling. Janine is 5, wildly swinging. Oh, all right. Are we like Miley Cyrus on the wrecking ball swinging, or what is this? What kind of swinging are we doing today? How about Taylor and Travis Kelce? They're definitely dating. That made me chuckle. Exactly. What the fuck for real? All the things feel so disorganized, physical, not cut up to magical, I guess. Let's just talk about that before we get into the cards real quick because, we moved into Libra season. Yeah, this is your energy update with like Taylor updates mixed in, so don't you worry. If you would like to know which Taylor Swift song is currently in my head, it's Marjorie again. Okay. I don't even want to hear it. I am the biggest Taylor fan ever. One of you messaged me. It was like, "Oh, there's a store with all this Taylor stuff. You might want to check it out." And I was like, what makes you think I like Taylor Swift? Like, the fuck? Think you know me? All right. Anyway, back to the thing we were talking about, which was what energy. So yeah, so we have like a lot going on, but like as per usual. But this is like what you said about like the physical not catching up with the magical, that's real. Okay. And there's a lot of other factors that like need to get their shit together in order for your shit to feel better. So, like, this is not all on you. I'm just going to put that out there. It's not all on you. Whenever there's moving parts, that means somebody else is in charge of something. And like, we know how that goes. We can't trust anybody to do their stuff. So, it's kind of that vibe. There might be a little bit of a lag or a little bit of a complication or a frustration because things aren't moving the way you believe that they should, or they just feel wildly disorganized. But remember, it's Libra season. A little. It's a little bit Libra season. And this full moon is going to usher us into eclipse season because then after that we get October somehow. And on the 14th with the new moon is when we start the actual eclipse window. But remember, it's not open shut with energy, right? So that means, why aren't you working? That means that we build up to it gradually. So we're very much in this full moon energy already. It's amplifying everything. But I will ask you this, just to kind of keep it in your back pocket as we approach this full moon. What what has come up for you that you have tried so hard to shoehorn into your own alignment that doesn't fit, right? What is it? That's been coming up. What is it? You don't shoehorn things anymore. We want nice, comfortable slip-ons, right? Like something you can just slide your foot right in. We don't need equipment to get our feet into them. So just remember that. We're looking for ease, okay? And I know that might sound wild to talk about when things are so crazy, but I still mean it. So there's that little energy update. Also update on Energy Lab. Make sure that you sign up to get your free month of Energy Lab. I am biased because I made it, but I think it's going to be very helpful for you during all of these ups and downs because wouldn't you like to have a little 3-minute meditation to like reset your energy when you feel all wonky donkey, right? I think so. So I think it's going to be great. So again, this is launching really soon. Am I giving you a day? No, because when I do that, then I get stressed. But it's going to be really soon, okay? Because I need you to have it before we hit actual eclipse season. So, all right, let's do this. We're doing this today. Ooh, we're doing something different today. I think this is going to be interesting. No, what? I'm just going to give you 1, 2, or 3. I know that sounds crazy and very unlike me, but that's what we're doing today. So pick 1, pick 2, or pick 3 and drop your selection in the comments. Yeah, and the thing about Energy Lab, Melissa, is that you can send me requests. So if like you want something for a specific type of situation, send it to me and I'll make those for the next round. There's going to be a lot already in there, but I'll be adding all the time, which will be good for me. You know what happens when I don't channel. So this is a reciprocal arrangement. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. Good morning, Dad. That's my dad popping in here. 1, 2, or 3. Hi, Jacinda. No, not 7. You adding them all up? Okay. Yeah, I don't usually do numbers, and if I do numbers, certainly not like 1, 2, 3, but sometimes it's just back to basics, right? So yet again, we have 1, 2, and 3. All right, number 1's on deck. Tell me when you're ready. No one has said anything about my mug. Is it too basic? Is that why? It is from Target. Oh, it's backwards? It says which please. I'm holding your cards hostage until you look at my mug. Oh, basic. Listen, I love me some Target. It's a happy place. It's that time of year when the dollars, like the dollar section in the front has like literal home decor. They had like these potion bottles, display potion bottles. And I was like, right. So we're putting those everywhere. Okay. Sorry. I need to get this together because I actually have a 10 o'clock. So join me. Okay. I'm assuming you're ready. This is number one. Again, your choices today are 1, 2, and 3. So it's no big deal. All right. First one is the love card. Second one is the truth card. Third one is restriction. What is this story? You could just read it to me, right? So when restriction comes up, we're always talking about all of the ways in which you tell yourself you have no options, as a way of actually kind of making yourself feel safe in your stuckness. Okay. And it might sound weird to say to feel safe in your stuckness, but do you know what I mean when I say that about being safe in your stuckness? So it is a safe place. You're a victim there. There's nothing you can do about it. You understand what it's like, and you don't have to go out of your box, right? You can kind of make a career out of being there. But it's not serving you anymore to be safe in your stuckness. It doesn't even feel safe anymore, but you've kind of gotten into that space where like you can almost still make it make sense, but like kind of not. It's becoming less and less possible. But here's what's happening about being safe in your stuckness. When you're in that place of being safe in stuckness and you keep asking for different scenarios, new energy, new adventures, new people, you keep saying this is I want a different I want to change. I want things to be different. But you remain steadfastly stuck in your stuckness, like, right? It can't get to you. So what's really happening is the restriction is like your truth and all of the love that you want is waiting to fall in, kind of like just like it's up in the cloud, but you cannot receive this until you move out of your own way. Let me say it again. You can't receive what you've been asking for until you get out of your own way. That's one. We're shuffling for two. If you're just joining us, you can catch the whole thing on my YouTube or on Instagram, the video section. But maybe if you're jumping in, number 2 or 3 is for you. Just drop your selection below. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Mariah. Oh my God. How are you? All right, here comes 2. Are you ready for 2? Again, we've got 2 and 3 left. All right. Here it is. This is number 2. Do a little more of this coffee. Okay, so you've got water fairy, burden, partnership. Wow. What's going on with this Monday? What's this energy that's going on with you guys? What happened? Okay, so water fairy, burden, and partnership. So, okay. Actually, stuff is feeling a little heavy right now, number twos. It's feeling like the heaviness is coming from a few different directions. It's coming from a relationship and it's coming from your feelings, right? Your feelings. And the heaviness is that burden feeling. And, the image that kind of comes to mind is like being, having like kind of tethered yourself to a boulder and expecting the boulder to walk with you, like that kind of a thing. Be like, come on. And it's like, I'm a rock, right? So it's kind of like that a little bit, but let's talk about the feelings. I would like to just say, first of all, everybody has feelings, okay? That's part of the human condition. Even your lack of feelings is the fucking feeling. So like if you are like a person, and although I don't think I have too many of you here, but if you're like, well, I'm not a big feelings person. I don't have a lot of emotions. Like just get out of here. That's also an emotion, all right? Repressing emotions is an emotion. So when we get the water fairy, it's not that we're saying you're too emotional or you're being emotional. It's more that at this point in time, the intensity of your emotions has made it difficult to function in some ways, right? It's kind of like the intensity of your emotions, they're not moving through. They're just staying where they are and just swirling and swirling and swirling. So it's like, having a big feeling, there's no problem, but it is supposed to kind of move through eventually, right? But right now, it's just like swirling, swirling, swirling. And it's making you feel pretty heavy. And it's again tied to some sort of relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a job too, but it's a connection with others. So just to kind of recap what this whole swirly feeling is, there isn't really an answer in number two, okay, except a secret answer. So remember, I said it's not moving through. The feelings are not moving through. That's why they're feeling so overwhelming because they're just pooling all around you. What do we need to do? We need to help them have a place to go. So you might need to talk to somebody, right? Talk about those big feelings that you're having. You might need to move your body. You might need to breathe. You might need to journal, right? There might be something that you're not currently doing, not because you don't know these things, but because when we're in the middle of the bullshit, sometimes we forget our bullshit tools. And so I'm just here to remind you there are things you can do to help move the energy, okay? But I also want to say that when you have a big, intense feeling, never ignore that. Follow it, follow it to its source so you can figure out what triggered it. Because it's not just happening for shits and giggles or to create drama in your life. It's happening because something's inciting that feeling inside of you. Okay. So that heavy feeling doesn't have to keep going. Okay. There are things you can do to help move it, but we're moving it. We're not ignoring it, invalidating it, being mean to it, nothing. We want to understand where it comes from, but we also want to let it know that like it can come back so it doesn't have to stay. Do you see what I mean? Think about energy as if it were its own entity sometimes, right? If you have this big feeling, right, and it comes in and you're like, whoa, like, get out of here. I hate you. Don't ever come back. That feeling is, depending on its personality, is first of all, it's going to feel unwanted. It's going to feel like you're mean. And it's going to want to cling as long as possible because it doesn't know if it's welcome to come back again, right? Mm, Alternatively, if you have this big feeling and you're like, all right, accept that you're here right now and this is uncomfortable, but like we're gonna breathe through this and I'm really gonna try to understand what you're saying to me. Chances are that's gonna move through much faster because it knows that if it needs to like get your attention again, you'll listen, right? Does that make sense? That's your 2. 3 is coming up. Hello, everybody. I hope that made sense because I felt like I used a lot of um, words. I used a lot of words. That's okay, Jen. Luckily, I didn't forget it was Monday. I never do. This is my favorite. You know, people get the Sunday scaries, and I don't get them. I'm gonna be honest. I don't get Sunday scaries. I love Sundays, and I love like preparing things for like the week ahead. And I think it's because my first thing I do on Monday is this. So like I really look forward to it. And that ain't scary, you know? So Linda, you keep sending a request to be in my video, but I think that's not what you're trying to do. What do you think? I hear that, Jen. It's okay. That's why we record. All right. Oh my God. That's number 3. Are you ready for it? You hear that in your head? Okay. Um, Wind fairy, forgiveness, wasp. I'm telling you, guys. I feel like this one is mine too. Let me adjust my hair and take another sip of coffee. Okay. Not the forgiveness. We are the worst. We're like, don't make me do that again. Well, if you would just figure it out, I'd have to stop pulling it, you know? It's a collaboration, friends. All right, so Wind Fairy, Forgiveness, and the Wasp. So let's put Wind Fairy here for a second and just talk about Wasp and forgiveness. Listen, I don't think we should be unkind to ourselves about the forgiveness, even though I just said something snarky about it, because here's why. You really like the growth spiral is in full fucking effect right now. Like I am learning it too. There's a reason I have it tattooed on me and that it's like everything because your choices and how long it takes you to receive the desired effect of your experiences is like it's really personal, okay? It's really personal. So we cannot judge anything about this. It's your spiral. Like, ride as long as you want. However, there's a little asterisk, okay? While you can ride that spiral as long as you want, and, that's your business, enjoy. If you are making a career out of choosing to ride this spiral over and over and over again and studiously complaining about it and wondering why things keep going a certain way and why me and why that and just being a real pain in the ass about it, if that's what you've been doing, you need to be aware of the fact that the only people who will be able to stand to be around you are these ones, okay? Because everybody else cannot, okay? There is a limit to how much of that a person who is moving in a different direction can take, okay? So I'm going to just pause for a second to make sure we all understand that part. Do we get that one? Yeah, all three of these are resonating with me too, Janelle. I'll wait. You're not jammed. I'm just waiting to see if you understood that part. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for noticing it. All right, well, I'm just going to keep going and assume that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, because otherwise I'm going to forget what I'm talking about and then what will happen. All right, so with that being said, I'm just going to kind of repeat it a little bit, right? If you've made a career of riding this particular spiral over and over and over again and complaining about it and just immersing yourself in the pity party of why is this happening to me when I refuse to change? I don't understand. Just remember that is your choice. There's no judgment here, but the only people who will be able to stay close in your orbit are the wasp people. Okay? And again, a choice. Now here's the flip with where this goes. If that's been who you are allowed to stop. And that is what has happened for many of you. And maybe if you picked three as the strongest pick, this is you. You've decided, I'm not going to do this spiral anymore. I'm going to make a different choice and try something different. But you just kind of did it, right? Ooh, whoopsie doopsie, but you did. But now remember what I just said. The only people who are going to be able to stick around you when you were in that loop are these guys. So now you're not in that loop, but these are the ones closest to you. And do you know what happens then? They attack you because they're like, whoa, this isn't how we do. This isn't our dynamic. If the sky isn't falling, what do we have to talk about? Right? That's what the wasps are saying. They're like, forget it. You mean we're not like trashing somebody today? We're not talking about how awful everything is? Like, then what do we have to talk about? Right? And then if you're like, well, I'm feeling pretty positive today, and this happened and that happened, and I got a new job, and I'm looking pretty sexy these days. The wasps are like, no, thank you, because then that's making me feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I have to do things differently, and I don't want to do that. So what's going to have to happen? You're going to have to let them fall away. And it may feel like you've been doing this a lot. But don't worry, they will. And plus, we're getting to a point in time where it's going to get colder and they're going to die off anyway. So just let them go. Now, why? Why this? Because, as per usual, you have to forgive yourself now for having stayed so long and convinced yourself that's not what you were doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you've been here all this time. We've been chatting about it and talking about forgiveness and the wasp and the growth spiral. You've been doing it, and you are so fucking brilliant, because I am this brilliant too, that you have somehow mind mastered this whole thing so that you feel like you are stepping out of your growth spiral, but you haven't. But now you realize, shit, I didn't. So now I'm doing it. And now it feels like you have to do this whole thing all over again because you didn't fully do it. Okay, and that's okay. That's also part of the process, so whatever. You're forgiving yourself for your participation in the things that have hurt you, have confused you, have maybe put you in a space you don't like. You're forgiving yourself for your participation in that. Okay, and it's going to take some mind reprogramming. And just like I was telling my mom the other day, because we were talking and she was saying like all of these negative things, like just constantly like just like in a loop of negative things. And I'm like, dude, like I know you're a really good manifester. And so I said, like, is that what you want to happen? Like all those things you're saying, like, is that what you want to happen? And she's like, no, of course not. I'm like, that, but you only talk about those things. Like you never say like what the flip side is that it's going to work out right. And she's like, and for once, we actually had a conversation about it. And she did the thing that I've taught you guys, which is where you take the thing that you say the negative thing about because you believe that. And instead of putting period, you put a comma and then add what you really would like. And I swear to you, within 24 hours, things started shifting for her because you're in control of this. Your thoughts will dictate the way energy moves around you. It's just the way it is. So if you find yourself in a loop of saying like, bad things always happen to me. I'm running out of money. I'm running out of money. I don't have enough money. I'm running out of money. If that you hear that in your head all the time and you really believe that, what do? Don't spend the time trying to remove that thought. That's a pain in the ass. And does it work? No. That's a lot of energy to remove something that really believes it should be there, right? So instead, I'm running out of money. I'm going to run out of money. I'm going to run out of money, comma. And yet, somehow, I know I'm going to be okay. Start little. And yet somehow I know I'm going to be okay. Oh, the money's running out, but yet I know I'm going to be okay. Keep going with that until you completely freak yourself out into believing that nice things happen too. And you'll start to see the energy shift. Like I literally promise. I literally promise because I have seen this happen with all of my clients that we've done this, right? Like, right, clients? Like it fucking works. It's like it really, really does. And it's very empowering. And I think that you should really use all of your tools and start to make that happen. It doesn't have to be big and drastic. It's like the smallest mind shift can create the biggest ripple that completely changes your life. Okay. And I think you can look back on your own life even before you realize this, right? And see those moments where you did this. Okay. It all starts with a mind shift. So that is your number 3. Woof, we are really, that was a lot this morning. I feel like all 3 of them really felt resonant for me. So that's cool. All right. Well, listen, what a week we have ahead of us. I hope you have a good one. I will see you for some full moon things on Friday morning at 10. And like I said, Energy Lab is coming, and I can't wait to share that with you at some point really soon. Thank you for being here and lending your delicious energy to this transmission. And remember, the best thing you can do for me in the interwebs is share, like, if you see one of my weird things pop up, just like it, save it, even if you don't look at it again, because it helps just keep me going here. And I appreciate it. Love you guys. Mwah. Have an amazing Monday. Maybe the sun will come out. Oh, maybe the sun will come out. That would be nice. And I will see you on Friday. And Normalized Magic friends, remember we're meeting on Thursday, not Wednesday. So I'm going to the Chili Peppers. Mwah. Goodbye, friends.